for the month of May. Can't believe that that's where we are already, but here we go. So very exciting. My name is Justin Harrison. I'm your host, and we'll be spending the next 55 minutes with you talking about essential oils. Let me share my screen with you. Would love to see by the raise of hands, how many of you, this is your first time? And I realize some of you are maybe just on the phone, not on visual, which is fine, right? But by raise of hands, this is your first time. Let me see those hands. All right, we got quite a few repeat people as well. Okay, perfect. Okay, we're gonna go to screen share. Just one moment here. There we go. Okay. Okay, we have some fun things to talk about today because if it'll let me click into it here.
Now, if you get your crackers, I'll make them for you.
All right, come on. It is not letting me do anything. Let's start this from the beginning. There we go. Okay. Perfect. All right. We're going to talk about mental health, emotional health, as this is the month. May is the month for emotional health awareness. And so super excited to spend a little time on this topic. Just a couple reminders as we're moving forward. The recording to this session will be found at oilsmentor.com tomorrow. Okay, so if you want to replay or if you want to send others to watch, oilsmentor.com, okay, is your destination for that. All right. Also, just disclaimer, all the information we're sharing on the call tonight is just for education purposes only, as are the stories and testimonials that will be shared, right? So excited to be able to share this information with you and hear some of the experiences from those of you that are on the live call. Those of you listening to a recording, we would invite you in the future to join us for the live sessions. We give away stuff and you get to hear all the product experiences live from all the attendees. And so it's a lot of fun and very exciting. Super excited to talk about our topic tonight and recognize that the essential oils are tools, guys. They are tools that help you to be able to do the things that your body needs to do, right? I've been using essential oils since 1996. So about 12, what is that? Yeah, exactly. About a little over 12 years prior to doTERRA's birth, and phenomenal experiences. My children don't know life without essential oils. We have enjoyed having this as our primary form of healthcare in our family all these many years. And the reason we choose doTERRA, well, there are many, but primarily this right here is the number one reason. It is because they are certified pure. We have a mark of purity that actually means something. It actually stands for such a high level of quality that you can use it safely. Okay, so it's certified free of any contamination, any diluting agents, no synthetics, nothing added, nothing taken away, no herbicides, no pesticides. It's a standard even higher, even greater than organic. So powerful. And because of this, I know that I can use the oils, that they're safe because of the CPTG testing. I know they're effective because I get results. One of the great things about the essential oils from doTERRA, the CPTG essential oils, is often, especially in the area we're talking about tonight, the efficacious nature, the benefits, the results often come almost immediately. Okay, now sometimes it takes longer, depends on what we're dealing with, but often it's pretty darn quick. All right. And they're also generally, I can speak, generally, they're very affordable. There are some outliers and some exceptions, but mostly they are great when it comes to pricing. And so all of those things are good reasons to use essential oils, and we use them three primary ways. We use them aromatically. We're going to spend a lot more time on this tonight than we have in prior sessions here in a moment. And then we also use them topically and internally. Topically, putting an essential oil on you is putting an essential oil in you because it travels through the skin, through the fatty layer in the tissue, into the body. So it's a very powerful use. Internal can only be done with CPTG quality oil. You would not want to do this with any other quality of oil because it could actually cause harm. You have to have a purity at a high enough level to be able to take it internally as a natural medicine, right? So speaking of internal use, topical use, aromatic use, it's important to remember that essential oils are chemical messengers, okay? They are chemistry. We are talking chemistry tonight. They affect the chemistry of the body, each one of us in a unique way. We're all different. Every single one of us, our body is different. So, for example, a headache, generally a great remedy for a headache is peppermint oil. That works for many people, but it might not work for everyone. In fact, I know it won't work for everyone because of the cause of the headache might be different, right? So perhaps for you, peppermint's not your oil. Maybe it's lavender or any number of oils, frankincense, right? So it could be a different oil that is your solution because of your unique chemistry and the chemistry of the essential oil itself. And in tonight's topic, since we're talking about emotions and mental health and a variety of different oils, in this A to Z series, we are focused on covering every single one of these oils by the end of the year. So each month we choose 7 or 8 and go through those and focus on that. And because May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we're talking about emotional support from the oils, we are going to dive into aromatherapy. Now, what is aromatherapy? There's a great definition there on the screen in front of you, but I like my definition better. It's therapy by aroma. See how easy that is? Therapy by aroma. You all know this already, that when you breathe in certain aromas, it can trigger a memory, it can trigger an emotion, it can trigger a physical response, psychological response. And there's a huge history of aromatherapy throughout literally thousands of years. The Greeks, the Romans, the Chinese, Native Americans all used aroma and essential oils for different rituals and religious practices for their ability to influence human feeling, right? So there's a huge history here. And Hippocrates, known as the father of modern medicine, 2,500 years ago, maintained that the key to good health rests on having a daily aromatic bath and a scented massage. There we go, people. 2,500 years of research just to get to this picture right here, right? That we need the daily bath with essential oils in our water. So great. So 16th century printed books were available talking about aromatherapy. This book referenced 25 different essential oils and how to use them aromatically. There's a lot of reference throughout the archives to the emotional use of aroma, right? And essential oils. And emotions are also chemical reactions in the body. So it's all chemistry, guys. I'm gonna keep going back to that. Change your chemistry, change your life. Change your chemistry, change your life. So emotions are part of that chemical process. Now, probably some of you remember this show that came out a few years ago. It was really, really fun. Gosh, I'm not recalling the name of this show right now. What was it, Krista? A Disney cartoon. Oh, it will come to me in a moment. Some of you are probably screaming at me right now.
In and out.
Anyway, this is a great cartoon. It actually teaches a lot.
Inside Out.
Inside Out. Thank you. Oh, you got to remember that. My kids have watched it many times. So this is a great cartoon. There's 2 of them now. And it does a great illustration on how the human body deals with different kinds of emotions, right? And it's just a lot of fun. If you haven't seen it, I recommend seeing it. We are going to use the essential oils from doTERRA to affect the limbic system inside the brain and follow the aromatic pathway to create a whole cascade of positive emotions. So we're going to breathe it in. It's going to hit the olfactory bulb. Depending on the oil, some of them pass directly into the brain, all the way to the hypothalamus, like frankincense does. Others, just the aroma alone will trigger that memory or that emotion. And the reason we're talking about this in Mental Health Awareness Month is because this picture makes us all have memories and gives us all warm fuzzies. Maybe it was baked bread for you. Maybe it's the aroma of cookies, something from your childhood that when you smell that aroma, you're like, mm. For me, when I smell the ocean and that kind of that sea salt smell of the ocean, it reminds me of in my early 20s, I lived near the ocean, right, for a few years.
Oh,
It
goodness.
suits me there, right? So it's
I
such a
love that.
powerful, powerful thing, and it's so important for our well-being. And it's also part of the reason that when we breathe in certain essential oils, we can feel an immediate emotional response. Like we can help someone break a gloomy mood. We can help someone feel elevated, feel alert, feel awake and inspired. Dr. Hill, who is one of the owners of doTERRA and founders of doTERRA, said that people who are emotionally healthy are in control of their behaviors and emotions. They are better prepared to handle life's challenges, build healthy, strong relationships, and recover from disappointment. So emotional health refers to our overall, right? Our overall psychological and emotional well-being. And we all know, I mean, the emotions, gosh, they run everywhere, right? My wife and I have a large family. We have 10 children, 9 sons, and 1 baby daughter. And oof, there's some emotions there. It's definitely present. And so it's been an amazing journey. And some days feel more like this. Mm, yeah, they do. Or like this. Okay, those parents and grandparents in the audience, you'll definitely recognize, right, some of the burden. So, excuse me, whether we're at a super high stress level or anxiety, or just we have hit that point and we just can't take it anymore, to sit down and breathe in an essential oil can change everything. Okay, almost instantaneously, and sometimes instantaneously. So the first product I want to focus on tonight is a system, and this is called the Adaptiv system. This is 3 different products, actually, all essential oil based, the supplement and the roll-on oil and the actual essential oil itself. Okay. So what's important to know about the Adaptiv system is it's going to impact your neurotransmitters. Okay. It's going to support them in a way that maybe the body hasn't seen in a while. All right. It's going to help them have that balanced state. In the supplement, we have an ingredient called GABA. GABA helps calm down. You can think of it as like downshifting or down regulating when the brain is overstimulated, right? It's considered an inhibitory neurotransmitter, and the body does produce it, but it declines with age. The production declines with age, and often we don't have enough of it. So you can supplement with it, and that is part of the Adaptiv supplement. And then also we have in the Adaptiv supplements some essential fatty acids, omega-3s and 6s, which are really critical for brain health overall. I can never say this word, slitium root, I always get this wrong, is another neurotransmitter that's present in this supplement. Okay, and it helps just to promote a sense of well-being and relieve stress in individuals. It interacts with the 5-HT receptors, helps with serotonin production. So you've got that in there. And then the GABA that we mentioned earlier is that main inhibitory neurotransmitter. So all of that is there. The ahi flower is the source of the omega-3 fatty acids. And so it's not a fish source. For those of you avoiding fish, you're good to go here. Super effective. And then, of course, the essential oils, the Adaptiv blend essential oils of lavender, coriander, wild orange, and fennel. So we have lavender calming nervous system, calming down the nervous system, promoting healthy relaxation. Wild orange is like happiness in a bottle, guys. Okay. It just the aroma Like I can take someone that feels gloomy or moody, grumpy, and just let them breathe in wild orange, and it can make a fantastic difference, right? For positive feelings and emotions. Fennel is also calming to the nervous system. Coriander is high in linalool, which is a chemical also in lavender, right? And we've talked about that before. Also very real options here. Okay, we have the Adaptiv capsules, which have the GABA and have the omega-3s. And this is a neurological product. Okay, this is a biochemical neurological product. And then the oil, okay, the roll-on and the essential oil, you've got wild orange, lavender, copaiba, spearmint, magnolia, rosemary, neroli, and sweet gum. So these are identical, other than the Adaptiv has some coconut oil mixed in there for topical application. I love to me at events, friends, and tell this is a fantastic product. I just can't even talk about it enough. And the aroma, fortunately, is amazing, because sometimes they're not all amazing, but this one, guys, is amazing. So let's go to our live studio audience now for any stories on the Adaptiv system. You know how this works if you've been here before. Drop a brief description of the story, brief, like once.
Can you hear me?
Okay, Tammy, we're not seeing you. You have to unmute. Oh,
I did
see
unmute. Hi, can you hear me though?
I can hear
We're
you.
not hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
Is it just me? Do any of you hear her?
I can hear her. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I do not hear her. Oh no.
Well,
Let's see. Let's see if we can change. Oh, I know.
can you hear me now?
Bad.
Check 1, 2. It was 2019 when it came out, right? I believe so. Anyway, my husband's a police officer, getting ready to retire finally here in Canada, and we had quite the event with his work, and I was also working in the detachment that he works in. And long story short, I came home from work one day in a not very good place, and I phoned him at his job, and I'm sure his coworkers could hear me over the phone because I was having a little bit of a breakdown. He told me, take out the Adaptiv, take a capsule, roll on some sunshiny day.
No.
Yeah.
That's what you were singing for real? Live with the Sound of Music?
No.
Oh, that's great. Well,
Yes.
again, we mentioned earlier, aroma can have an instantaneous result
Hmm.
so quick, and you just documented that, so that's great.
Yeah, exactly. When I
Well,
first got started with doTERRA, I wasn't going to because I have no sense of smell. And it was a retired nurse that was my leader at the time. And she said, it doesn't matter. They're still going to get in there and get to where they need to do their things. So,
that's true.
yes.
How's your sense of smell now?
No, it's apparently due to nasal polyps. So
Hmm,
even surgery doesn't
doesn't
get
fix
it
it.
back. No, I
Okay.
still have to get a protocol in place to keep trying through oils, but maybe after the man retires, I'll,
Yeah.
I'll have more of a pattern.
Well, that's great. Well, thanks for sharing, Tammy. It's great. She doesn't have a sense of smell, but yet the oils still work, right? Because the
Hmm.
chemistry is there. So, well, Tammy, email us your address and we'll get a bottle of Adaptiv coming your direction.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Krista, do we have someone else? Okay. Sarah Faulkner. Sarah. Sarah.
Okay. So actually, a couple of things. When my mom was passing away, I was caring for her in her later days of her life. Um, Adaptive helped me get through that. I was actually able to come off of Lexapro, which I was taking because I was having anxiety attacks and everything dealing with that. And I started taking Adaptive because a friend of mine had given me some, and I noticed immediate relief. And so I came off of my Lexapro with the doctor's assistance, and I'm on Adaptive to this day. I ended up quitting my job and babysitting my grandchildren, and my granddaughter had colic and would cry nonstop to the point that I would grind my teeth so bad that my fillings were coming out, and I was having to have lots of dental work done. And I went back on my Adaptive and immediately stopped grinding my teeth. And also, after 51 years, I was able to start growing my nails and not having to go to the nail salon and getting my nails done because I was not nervous and biting my nails nonstop.
That is so good. That is so good. Thank you for sharing. I love every aspect of that story. I love that you can have your fingernails back.
Me too.
Well, Sarah, let us gift you a bottle of Adaptiv if you'll email us doterradiamond@gmail.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Send us your address. Okay, let's do one more real quick if we have one more. We have one more. Teresa Wild.
Can I try?
Teresa Wild.
Hello. I have a great story. Was after convention, I used to do support the sales meetings, a meeting for 120 people at a hotel. And the first night when we have dinner, I'm usually all stressed out, and something happened, and I did my usual, and everyone at my table, which was 7 other people, I grabbed my purse and started throwing stuff out of it to get my roll on, and I grabbed it and I'm doing this, and I just started inhaling it, and they're all looking at me like I'm crazy. And I went from 10 to 0 in 10 seconds.
Wow.
I sold 7 bottles of Adaptiv. I had only had one at home, and my salesman in Dallas, Texas, I had to get my husband to come to the hotel and bring me the 1 bottle because he goes, I have to have this right now to take it home for my wife. I literally sold 7 bottles. They were thinking I was crazy, and it was done. It's awesome. Love the stuff.
It is. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing, Teresa. And let us gift you a bottle if you would.
Thank you.
Email us your address and we would love to do that. I love this product, like I said, and so many of you have texted in the chat box, just great comments if you get a chance to read those. Man, so many great comments here. The Adaptiv soft gel capsules, you can take up to 4 a day, not all at once, right? Start with just one, guys, because you don't know how much you personally are going to need, right? We're all different. Our bodies are all different. So start with one. If you need to go up to 2, you can, and as high as 4. And also your body size matters. Like a very large person may need more versus a very petite person. So take that into account as well. Okay. Okay, let's move on into a few other oils really quickly. Let me
I have.
share really quick, and we will go to, hold on one second. Oh goodness. Let's see. We got to talk about bergamot. So, okay. Let's talk about bergamot. So we like to have a citrus oil present for every session that we do, right? And so in today's session, we're going to talk about bergamot just for a minute. So this is sourced from Italy. I actually got to see this being harvested a few years ago. So great. It looks kind of like a large grapefruit / lemon when you look at it. High in limonene content, just like many of the citrus oils. But the reason I included this oil in the conversation today is for one really specific purpose and reason. Bergamot is the oil of self-worth. Its strongest emotional use is for helping someone to feel that they matter, that they have self-worth. So if this is a struggle area for you or for someone you know, and it is for many, using this aromatically, diffusing it, putting it in a beverage of your choice or even just in water, drinking it is great. I'm not going to recommend topical use of bergamot because it is highly photosensitive, and if you go out in the sun, it will accelerate the burning of the sun's rays and give you a pretty nasty sunburn really fast. So if you're going to use it topically, either don't be out in the sun in the next 24 hours or areas that are covered by your clothing, right? You'll be fine. But don't put it, I actually know someone that put it all over their face, I think for acne, and then spent 3 hours outside and was just a big tomato afterwards. It was terrible. So don't do that, right? Because the citrus oils, most of them are photosensitive that way, and so you want to be just mindful of that. But I want to really encourage use of bergamot here in this context for helping you feel that you are worth it, that you deserve it, that you have positive self-worth. Okay. The next oil we're going to talk about, if you look at what this gentleman is doing here, he is attempting to balance, right? Balance. Let's talk about balance. This oil is a tried and true, been around for a long time, since day one of doTERRA, actually. It's part of the AromaTouch technique. It's a combination of spruce, hoe wood, frankincense, blue tansy, blue chamomile. That's why it's blue in color, right? There's a compound in there called schmazoline, which gives it that blue tint. No, there is no food coloring. Okay, people have asked that. Why do we put food coloring in our grounding blend, in our balance, or in the deep blue? And we don't, right? Of course. But that just comes from the blue tansy flower and the blue chamomile. And of course, this is in a base of coconut oil as well. This is primarily a topical and aromatic use. You're not going to use this one internally. I mean, you could, but that's not its intent, right? It is a topical application, very, very powerful aromatic application. Here's the context right here. The frankincense in this oil, I think, really gives it a supercharge and a powerful, powerful blend. But I would love to hear anyone have a great balance story or a bergamot story. Now would be your chance to chime in the box, type your name and the story. And do we have any yet, Krista? Oh, she's giving me a name. And the name is Dina.
Tina?
Oh, Tina, sorry. Tina Miller.
Hi.
Tina,
So-
welcome.
Thank you. So I've had high cholesterol since I was like 23. And my highest cholesterol was just a little under 400. So the doctor's been trying to get me on a statin for many, many years. About a year ago, I remembered that even before the convention, but then Dr. Hill brought it up again at convention about using the balance to help the blood flow. And so I started using that, and our HEB where I live, the second Saturday of every month does cholesterol testing. You can do the short one or the long one. So I decided to do the short one. Just give me the overall number, and my cholesterol went down from 285 down to 225 in about 3 months.
Wow. That is fantastic.
Yeah. So I use it every day. I put it on the bottom of my feet in the morning. And sometimes when I think about it, I'll put it on my heart before bedtime.
That is awesome. So good. You know, balance is one, and thank you, Tina. And let us gift you a bottle of balance. Thank you for sharing. If you'll email us your address, doterradiamond@gmail. There is another, so balance is one of those oils that you can put anywhere on the body. Okay, it is not caustic in any way. In fact, I'll share with you a use that maybe you weren't aware of. It's a total off-label use, not what it is intended for, but it works fantastic. Coming from a father of 10 children, my sons and my daughter have all experienced balance on their bottoms. It is fantastic for diaper rash. In fact, it's fantastic for any kind of rash. If you get a heat rash or a friction rash, if you go out running and start to get that unwelcome burn between your legs, I don't know, maybe that only happens to me, but any kind of rash, balance, try balance. It's fantastic. Okay, it works great. And again, total off-label use, not what it's for, but works wonders. Okay, emotional balancing, grounding, just feeling centered. Question from Kim: do you apply it itself or add your lotion? Nope, just direct. It's already in coconut oil. Okay, balance is already in coconut oil, so you don't need to do anything to it. Okay, just apply direct. Okay. All right. Was there any bergamot stories? Okay, bergamot's not that popular, even though it's so powerful. So I wasn't sure if there would be. So fair enough. Oh, go ahead.
I have a friend, or it was actually my stepdaughter's mom, who used to tell me that she liked bergamot in her Earl Grey tea. So
Oh, yeah.
I started using it in Earl Grey tea just because of the calming effect, and it added just an extra little flavor to it. So
Yeah. Well, I believe that's the source of Earl Grey tea, right? The flavor is from bergamot. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Thank you, Shelley.
yeah, she just enhanced it. That's all.
Love it. Okay, let's move into, we're going to talk about 6 oils now. And guys, these 6, this is the emotional aromatherapy line. So we're going to talk about all 6 of them, and then I'll come back to you all and ask for any stories that you may have on any of these 6 and see where we get. And so just by way of introduction, so this was introduced quite a few years ago, and it's based on the emotional aromatherapy wheel that you see here on the chart. And you can see that you can break all of the essential oils into different categories: the mints, the florals, the trees, the herbs and grasses, the spices, and the citrus oils. And you can see on the inner part of the wheel how it kind of identifies the areas of emotional support that those specific aromas offer. Okay, so just a few drops of these blends can go a long way at helping all of these different challenging emotions that you see here to be resolved and to feel better, right? So generally, you're going to use these aromatically in a diffuser. You can put a few drops in the palm of your hand, cup your nose, and breathe it together. Please don't touch your eyes. You can also put it directly on the skin, okay, on the wrists, over the heart, the back of the neck. All of these are really, really great. So the emotional aromatherapy wheel, this picture, if you will, you can get this online and print it off, download it and print it off if you want to. But basically, in a nutshell, you have the 7 different plant types and their primary properties. So this will help you to know what should I use, right? What should I use to be able to get the result that I'm looking for? Okay. You also have in the group or in the emotional wheel, you have a further breakdown that's available to you into subcategories and identifying the specific chemical, the constituent name, and the property that's available. Okay, so this is going to be fun tool. I'm highlighting this so you know it's available if you want to, for those of you that want to get into the chemistry or even the secondary chemistry and understand why you're getting the result that you want. Okay, but to keep it simple, we are going to zoom out and focus on these particular emotions that you see here. All right. Okay. All right, let's jump to. Oh, anyone feel any of these? Frustrated, at home or work, have setbacks, shaking your confidence, misplaced trust, or you just don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel like getting out of bed. Okay, what's our solution for that? It's Motivate. Yes, I love the Motivate blend. I call this the kick in the pants oil, if you will, because it kind of gives you a kick in the pants when you need it. Okay. The aroma is fantastic. It does help you to kind of be alert and awake and unleash your creative powers. It is heavy in the citrus oils and the mint oils, as you can see the blend there, right? The peppermint, clementine, coriander, basil, yuzu, melissa, rosemary, vanilla, all of these combined. So the primary emotions, the heavier emotions that motivate will help support our anxious feelings, insecurity, and being discouraged. Okay. Generally, a lack of motivation is accompanied by a large dose of discouragement. So breathing this in, this is an aromatherapy oil. I cannot even tell you how critical it is for those days that you just don't feel it. Okay. And we all have them. It's normal, right? Again, it's chemistry. We are chemistry. So whether it's helping those heavier emotions or boosting the light emotions like confidence, courage, belief, and trust, Motivate is your oil. Okay. I can't even tell you how amazing this is. And this is available. All of these are available in the touch form also, right? In the roll-on. I like to have them both as the roll-on to put on the body, put under the nose, on the chest, on the temples. But I also prefer to have these bottles ready for diffusion. Okay, so that's Motivate. Next, let's talk about Cheer. Okay, if we need that uplifting experience, I need a bright disposition, a bright attitude, optimism in a bottle is probably a great way to describe this one. So this is citrus oils and spice oils, and you can see the lineup there. You've got a few unique things in there, right? That make it quite an interesting blend. The aroma here is amazing also. You have nutmeg. Let's have a nutmeg just for a second, because this is an interesting note I made. Nutmeg in Greek and Roman civilization was a brain tonic used to enhance concentration and increase efficiency at study and work. Interesting. Okay, great choice to include in this blend, right? So our heavy emotions that Cheer is going to work against is discouragement, distress, and disinterested. Oh man. Those 3 Ds are epidemic in our society, I feel, especially in our youth. Discouragement, stressed, and disinterested. Cheer for the win. Okay, so it's going to help build optimism, going to help you feel bright, cheerful, light, and happy. This combination of citrus oils and spices. Okay, what about if you've just like lost your mojo? Okay, couldn't resist that video or that image, right? The Austin Powers, or just lost your passion. Maybe that gives a hint as to which oil's next, or forgotten your why. But passion, wow. Passion is our inspiring blend. It is a combination of amazing oils: cardamom, cinnamon, ginger, clove, sandalwood, jasmine, vanilla, and damiana. And this is to kind of inspire or awaken. You could even call it awaken. It's the herbs and grasses and the spices. And the heavier emotions that this is going to deal with is boredom, discontented, and anger. Wow. Okay. Wow. Right? And then the lighter emotions that it will be supporting will be to be daring, excited, passionate, and joyful. This is a very unique aroma too. It smells so great diffused. Okay, you're gonna love this one diffused. Okay. All right, next, if we're carrying around a burden or tired of feeling resentful or bitter or unforgiving, that probably gives away what our next oil is, right? And that is forgive. Forgive, renewing blend. Okay, this is moving forward, letting things go and moving forward. There's actually many off-label uses for this oil as well. So we have bergamot, juniper, myrrh, arborvitae, nuka, thyme, citronella, and spruce. All of these combined. This is actually also a very powerful immune product for supporting immune function. When you look at all the different ingredients that are here: kidney, urinary function, healthy and clear skin, arborvitae. We've talked about that in earlier episodes. So powerful. So you have the primary areas of focus here are going to be discontented, bitter, angry, grieving, sad, and ashamed, right? Letting those go. This is the let it go oil. I'm sure Elsa used it in the show, right? Let it go, let it go. Light emotions going to help us feel more contented, relieved, charitable, patient, and have acceptance. Okay, and that's forgive. Next, if we're in a period of grieving, and this is part of life and does happen to all of us, yes, we have an oil for that too, and that's console, right? Whether it's a broken heart or maybe a loved one that's passed on, it's to open our heart towards emotional healing. And here we have the floral oils and the tree oils: frankincense, patchouli, ylang ylang, labdanum, amyris, sandalwood, rose, and osmanthus. And so console is such a powerful blend, primarily to focus on grieving, sadness, feelings of being ashamed, fearful, worried, and hurt. So all of these are, gosh, heavy burdens to carry, right? Heavy burdens to carry. It's going to promote feeling hopeful, healing the soul, feeling buoyed up, and feeling comforted. Okay. And finally, what if we're having a hard time staying focused, or we're anxious, feeling overwhelmed and afraid, and we just need to slow down and take a breath and feel peace. This is the peace reassuring blend. Okay. Peace is a combination of vetiver, lavender, ylang-ylang, frankincense, clary sage, marjoram, labdanum, and spearmint. Powerful essential oils, primarily meant to focus on helping with hurt, worried, anxious, or insecure feelings, and promoting contentment, peace. Okay, it's in the name, right? Feeling calm, feeling reassured. There you go. It's all in the name, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that is all 6 of the emotional aromatherapy blends. If you have a story, and we have time for just a couple, Krista is watching the chat box. Go ahead and put your info there, and we will invite you. Let's go with Ruth. Ruth Mitchell Golladay. Golladay. Sorry, I said that wrong.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, well, I think what happens a lot of times when something happens to us, we completely don't know what to do. And when my husband died, I completely forgot what to do. And I focused more on the fact that my 3 cats were not eating, and they did not eat for 10 days. So I took them to the vet, and she did a complete eval on them. She said physically they're all fine. They are all 3 grieving, and they're picking up on your grief. Don't you have some oil that you could, diffuse for them? And I said, for them, of course. I said, well, yeah, I could use Console. And it's like, well, duh, I could use it for me as well. And so it cost $510 to have that little evaluation done. And the next morning, after I had diffused it all day long, all 3 of them ate their breakfast. So that was a little $510 mistake that I made for not thinking about using Console.
Wow. Oh,
I
well,
think we went through about 6 bottles of Console that first year.
great. Well, let us send you one. Sounds like you're in need.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. That's so good. Okay. Lisa Santos.
Hello.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, how are you?
Wonderful. Thanks.
Chia was the first oil that when my girlfriend was introducing me to doTERRA, that calmed me down, got us through high school band as a parent.
So stressful.
Oh, yes. And the parents were like, well, that was fun. And so that is the oil that really got me through. Diffuser necklaces, bracelets, and I mixed it with patchin. Oh my gosh, the 2 together are amazing.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. Yep, we call it Lisa's Joy.
So would you do equal drops or how would you break it up?
Yeah, it was like equal drops. It was just on a diffuser bracelet even, but then we would mix it up, a couple of equal drops in a roller bottle. We would do it at some of our DIYs. It was great.
Awesome. All right. Well, Lisa, send us your address and we will send you a bottle.
Thank you.
Okay, Chrisette, who's next? Jamie Seraphin.
Justin Harrison. Hello there.
Jamie.
What state are you from?
I'm taking the break.
Jamie going once. Jamie going twice. Okay, no Jamie. Do we have someone else? There's a lot of great suggestions in the text. A lot of great comments coming in from people. So powerful. A lot of stories about Console. Guys, we live in a kind of a emotional, crazy place, right? And so it's that's just the world we live in. So having this support, having this form of support available to us and available to our friends and family is so empowering. And that's one thing I appreciate so much about the essential oils and about doTERRA is that we have these options. Okay, we don't have to run to a pharmaceutical. I'm not against medicine. It has its place, it has its use, and it has a role to play, but it is often overused and abused as well. And so if we can treat things naturally, if we can support someone with essential oils or other natural products first, then we're going to do that, right? We're going to do that. So, okay. One final slide I'll share with you all really quickly before we call it a night. and that is our upcoming schedule. So here's the next 3 months. June 9th. So next month we're going to be focused on outdoor life. Okay, these are oils that are a must-have, as at least here in the Northern Hemisphere, as we get into summertime. You got to have these oils. Okay, in July we're going to talk about managing the hurt. There might be some deep blue stories in there. And in August, back to school already. Hear the angels sing. No, I'm just kidding. Here we go. Okay. And again, as a reminder, you've registered for the series. You're going to receive email reminders about the upcoming sessions.